Hello, it's been a while since I've done any of these updates, and here's something I was meaning to post for quite some time. And this is how to update the firmware for the modem on the PinePhone, and I presume this also applies to the PinePhone Pro. And so the firmware, it's been noted by the community, the PinePhone community, is that there's an exploit that's available for the firmware, and in order to get around it, you have to, or to rectify it, you have to flash a new firmware for the modem. And so this is recommended by the PinePhone community, but not recommended by Pine64. It's been noted that if you do this, it's going to void your warranty. So do this at your own volition, because if you do it and it bricks your phone, you're gonna have no recourse here. So I'm gonna show you how to do it, and I'm not recommending to do it because in case it does crash your system and is bricking it, I don't want to be held responsible for this. But I'll show you the process to do it nonetheless. And in my opinion, I'm going to be doing it because I don't want to have any issues with security features or security bugs or loopholes or whatever with my PinePhone Pro. And I'm using right now the Arch Phosh version, and it's the most up to date. I just did the pacman update not too long ago, this morning, and this is it's ready to go. There's two ways to get the software to initiate the firmware update. One is to do it in a terminal. That doesn't apply to the Arch Phosh. It might apply to, say, Manjaro or some other version, but certainly I tried it with the Arch Phosh, didn't work. So alternatively, then I went into the software tab here, and I went searching for something called firmware, and there it is. So I installed that firmware application, and regardless if you use the terminal to download and install this software, or this handy way in the software application folder or drawer or whatever, you're still going to end up with the same result with this firmware button here. So you just simply click it, wait it out, and so what you're going to want to click on is the Qualcomm. Also note, you're going to have to keep the power cord in. It's not going to do it without it. So you go to the very bottom. Although it's going to say downgrade, you're going to want to still do it because it is considered, I guess, by the software and the system, a downgrade, but it certainly isn't a downgrade. It's is what it is. So yeah, so there we go. So we click on downgrade, and certainly downgrade, and yeah, so you switch the branch, wait it out, and I enter my secret password of 12345 6, authenticate, and that's it. Just wait it out. It's going to take some time. See at the bottom, it does take. It says it's going to take 4 minutes remaining. It's going pretty quick, so I'm going to pause the video and just recap it once it's done. So it's still doing it. I just want to make notation that when you do this, I realized that the screen was not the greatest. I just brought it closer to the camera, or at least it was not picking up the screen as well as it could be. Make sure you have the power, like the battery, charged relatively high. Like right now you see one from 97 to 98. Is because if this flashing process, if you're doing it and somehow through the whole process it loses power and it's got to restart or go into a suspense or something like that, it just doesn't have enough power to do it, you could potentially brick your device. You don't want to put it in a situation where it runs out of power through the whole firmware upgrade process. You want to make sure you have sufficient power to do it, and also attaching the power cord and having a charge on the fly is another thing. That's obviously, it's not going to do it without it, but that probably will help mitigate any issues with the battery running out through the whole process. So I'm going to let this go and then come back once it's finished. And there we go. It was just finished. It took about 5 to 10 minutes. It did take some time to complete, so it says it's completed the firmware upgrade, and that's it. So like that's how you upgrade the firmware for the modem for the PinePhone and PinePhone Pro. So I'm not sure if I need to do a reboot. Let's just see if anything pops up. So let's go to my Twitter account. Yeah, so the modem is working. So it's getting the Wi-Fi. So there you go. It's been upgraded. It's fine. It works great. And yeah, I again, I don't say you should do it, but if you're on the privacy side of things, definitely want to consider it. I'll be posting below the instructions for if you want to do the terminal version of installing the this firmware icon. So yeah, maybe I'll do another video shortly, but that's it for the PinePhone for now.